Hi, and welcome to my video on games to enhance your online learning experience. In this video, I want to share with you a game that my team and I have built recently on a project that really changes the way that online learning experiences are built and delivered so that it's really impacting, transforming, and making a difference in our learners' experience. And so you hear me talking about the word and saying the word experience rather than courses. And sometimes I do say like online learning experience, and sometimes I say online course experience. And what I really wanted to emphasize is that this is focusing on experiences rather than just learning and focusing on courses. The reason why I really emphasize experiences is because online learning isn't really just to learn to learn. I mean, learning is fun and we enjoy learning, but oftentimes we're learning to aim and achieve a specific result, transformation, to obtain a new career, move up in our jobs. And so we have very specific goals and results that we're looking for. And experiences is really what sticks in our mind. One of the recent headlines that I've been seeing is that even in this new inflation or recession economy, people are still investing in experiences. And so that can be not just travel, entertainment, or movies. The idea is that people want to experience things. People want to experience feelings. They want to experience that change, whether it's direct or indirect. And so the analogies that we can apply this similarly to an online learning experience is that what we're building is not just a course for people to take and go through, and click on the next video on 2x speed or take the quiz and just try to get to the end as fast as we can. The idea is when we build games into our online learning experience, we're really building an experience that really transforms, impacts, and leaves a lasting impression on our students. And when we create that kind of impression, when we create that kind of experience, our students are more likely to remember what they've learned. They're more likely to have better retention, and that also, as for you as a business, means they're more likely to come back and buy from you. And that's really the ultimate goal of building experiences, so that your customers keep coming back for more. The way I see it and the way I've experienced it myself is that when I have a really great experience, I'm more likely to buy from the same creator and or business again. If I have a negative experience, I'm not as likely to be engaged. I'm not likely to recommend them, and I'm less likely to follow their material. And so one recent example I'll give you is a program I took around YouTube coaching. I am hoping to really enhance the way I deliver my videos and become a better teacher on here. And so I've been through a lot of programs, and I went through one program a few years ago, which was fine. It was a very, basic course, and it was very long videos, hour long, kind of very drawn out. And then I took another kind of YouTube coaching experience where I really got to engage. I got to think and challenge myself, and I got to really apply what I learned rather than just sit there passively. And so, my point is that the second experience was so much more impactful and positive that I was more inclined to work with that business again and hire them to help me grow my YouTube channel. Versus the first business that was my kind of introduction to this YouTube world. It was okay, it wasn't bad, but there was less engagement and less connection and less of an experience that I really remembered. And so I don't really follow them anymore. And so that's really the difference in our businesses. When people really have a positive experience, they're less like, when they have a positive experience, they're more likely to come back versus when they have a negative experience. So now let me talk a little bit about this game and this game experience and how this fits into the context of how you can incorporate games into your online learning experience. So this game is an escape room. And if you're familiar with escape rooms, they're kind of like challenges, treasure hunts, and team games that you can play in person, except this one is done online. The idea is that our audience is college students. Our audience are a bunch of college students, and they're very much Instagram and Snapchat generation, and they have short attention spans, and They don't need another online course where it's just a bunch of PowerPoint and voiceover, not because that's bad or wrong. It's just they have a very short attention span. And if they're really going to get all of the foundational training they need to become a student leader, they need something that is really exciting, challenging, and incentivizing. So that's where this escape room kind of came to mind. We are building a 5-hour course and it's chock full of material. And the game is really intended to be a halfway checkpoint. So instead of a quiz, a game really gets them kind of a little bit off their seats, but more like instead of passively sitting back, I say they're more leaning forward and excited by what they see on the computer. You may also think of this as a simulation, but the whole idea is that they're unlocking clues in each room. There's total 2 rooms, and each clue in the room is referred back to some of the material and lessons that have been covered in the course. So it's also a good way to see if they've mastered the material, whether they grasp it, and whether they're missing any context and or foundation. So let me kind of take you through the game and then talk you a little bit through the design process and how you might incorporate building this. Okay, so this was built using Articulate Storyline 360. And just also for more background information, something like this takes about 10 hours to build roughly. If you think about it, you don't just, decide to build a game and just build it. You kind of have to map out the elements, map out the assignments and the clues that your students will unlock so that they get to the end. And the idea really isn't, it's not as important for our students to get to the end. I mean, if they want to, they can, but the idea is we're providing them an experience that is a little bit more rewarding and engaging so that they want to keep going and they want to get to the end to see what prize is offered to them when they unlock all the secret codes. So this game usually has music, but because I'm kind of demoing and showing, I won't play the music. But when the actual, I'll show you when this is actually playing, it has music. So it's fun, it's exciting, and it kind of sets the tone and sets the mood for how the rest of the game is going to go. So you see this is the escape room, and I'm going to click enter. And then it introduces my character. It sets the tone, and it sets the stage for this escape room game. And it's really interactive. And so now I see all this. I'm kind of getting excited. I'm getting warmed up, and then I'm going to continue to click on this and see what else awaits me, and see that, oh, I'm going to have some bad news. And it kind of keeps going on and on. And so I like that the point is that our game is really designed with our audience in mind. In the previous video, I talked about learner personas, and that's really what informed the development and how this was developed. And then you see that we talk about these are the instructions, and then we talk about there's 2 rooms, and then we're ready to start playing our game. So we'll click on this, go to the room, and then you see this is my first room, and then I have instructions up here to guide my learners on how they can unlock the clues in this escape room. And so that's really fun. So I'm starting to get to know my game. I'm starting to get a little excited. I'm starting to get a little nervous because I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to unlock all the clues. But as I click on each element, I'll find out whether I've unlocked a clue or not. So I'll click on different elements, and I clicked on this, and I noticed, okay, that's not the clue in this game. So I need to keep hunting, and let's just click on this book to see if that unlocks a clue. And you see that these are the questions, assignment questions in the first clue, and let's see if I get it right. I got it right, and then it leads me to the next assignment. So it asks me true or false, and let's just say it's true. And then I have to remember to save my code and write them all down so that at the end, when I'm done playing the game, I'll unlock the rest of the clues and find out what I get at the end of my game. So that's just to give you an idea of how the first room works. And then I can take you through the second room where the same thing is happening again, that there are different elements in this room, and then each element will either be a clue or not be a clue. And it's my job to find the clues and to see whether I've, gotten the answers right or not. So I don't remember the materials. I'm just going to click on this just to show you that this is how it it's played, and like, okay, I didn't get this correct, but that's okay. I can keep trying, but then I can also um, go back to the beginning. So I've gone back to the room. I clicked on this one, and then there's music, and then I'll have other clues to see if those unlock more assignments. But so the idea is there's a total of 10 assignments, 5 per room. And then this is where I'd enter in all the codes that I've accumulated to see if I've earned the final reward of this game. And so the point is, I've just kind of given you a brief overview of this escape room. And really, the point is that my students who are going through this experience are going to be really focused and challenged and excited, because they're like, oh my gosh, or they're going to like, oh, this is going to be like really exciting, because they're like, I am curious. I've only gotten to unlock 2 out of the 10 codes, and I need to unlock the rest because I want to see what I get at the end. And so it really changes the way I'm experiencing this online learning, is because I'm playing a game, I'm unlocking clues, I'm challenging myself to see if I remembered any of the material that has been taught to me. And I'll see at the end if I got the answers all right and earned a reward or not. And it's great also for the instructors to see how the students are doing, what areas that they are falling behind in, and what areas they need more mentoring and guidance on. And so that is the escape room in a nutshell. It was built in Articulate Storyline 360, but if you are trying to build this yourself, I would suggest you can use Articulate, but you can use iSpring, you can use different tools out there. The more important thing is really not the tool, it's about thinking through the elements of a game. And so this is where I'm going to challenge you to sort of go and play a game, go outside, play some games, or go play some board games, go online and play different games, and think about what you like about those games. Which aspects and which elements of the game really excite you, which ones were fun, and what did you like about them? And what kind of pieces and clues did you notice along the way that really got you excited? And so remember, games like this are one of the many ways that you can enhance your online learning experience and really transform how your students are learning, coming back for more, and supporting your business as well. Uh, Also, come back next week. We're going to do a live stream on talking about games and designing games in your online course, and the process of designing games, so that you can incorporate these into your online learning experiences, whether they're self-paced or whether they're taught live online. There's so many ways that you can deliver this in different formats. But the most important thing is to really think through, what are the elements, what are the clues, what are the pieces, and what's the incentive at the end that my students will earn when they've unlocked and successfully completed all the challenges in this escape room. So thanks for watching, and I hope you will come back next week for our live stream, and I'll talk to you then. Thanks again.